at that moment, you know, like you just wasn't with it.
What you mean I wasn't with it? Let's talk about it.
Well, let's talk about it. Okay, the air quotations and all. Okay, cool. You know what I'm saying?
My name's Jasmaign. I'm 37 years old.
My name is Chris Bolaños, and I just turned 37.
I'm nervous, but I'm excited at the same time.
Jasmaign and I dated when we was back in high school. I just think, you know, we was young, immature, and she was kind of like the girl next door type stuff. So she definitely wasn't, you know, feeling me at that moment like that because, you know, she wanted more, you know, a more wholesome guy at that time. But I think, you know, throughout the years, you know, I definitely have changed for the better.
It's exciting to find out like what he's been doing with his life, where he is now and what he's looking for, you know, in the future.
You know what? I think second opportunities are warranted, so I'm all for it.
If he was in a serious relationship and didn't want to, you know, move forward.
If Jasmaign is still the same person as she was when we was first dating, yeah, if she has no growth, then, you know what I'm saying, we're wasting our time.
I think it would be amazing if we were both looking for the same things and in the same space in our life.
If we're on the same page, you know, on different levels as far as, you know, spirituality, family, finances, those type of things. What's going on? You good?
I'm good. It's good seeing you.
Man, that's always a pleasure. So let's go ahead and start with these questions, though. Here we go. It says, people often say you shouldn't rekindle things with someone from the past because they're next for a reason. Let's start there. What would you honestly say is the reason we didn't work before?
You.
Ooh, okay.
You answer that question.
Yes. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Okay, all right. You know, disclaimer though, you know what I'm saying? I was young and dumb, you know what I'm saying? Which is cool, you know, I was just living a high school dream, you know? I was a football player, popular. So, you know, I can understand why it didn't work in the beginning for some.
Okay. Pretty much what you said, like you were, you felt like you were it and you were like moving around like that as well. But I didn't feel like you carried yourself that way. You kind of let me down easy. Like you were telling me that you weren't ready for like a full-term relationship or you didn't want to keep it going because you weren't ready for that yet. Right. I respected that, but I was still upset. And then I saw, you know, how you moved after that. How have you changed since we dated before?
Man, I mean, that question is deep. So, and only way I can answer that, to be honest with you, is before I could make another relationship with anybody else, I'm in a relationship with God. And that's the biggest growth that I have made since we last dated, really.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. That's amazing. Look at you.
Yeah, but you know what?
God-fearing man and all that.
Hey. But you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I don't want to make it sound like I'm a like born again Christian or anything like that, but you know, I'm finding my way. So, and with that, you know, it just betters all the other relationships that I have in my life. So that's how I changed. What about you though? Appreciate that.
I feel like I've always had a relationship with the Lord since the youngin'. But I have grown stronger in my relationship with God as well. You know, you grow up, you experience things, you go through things, and it brings you closer to the Lord. Yeah, so I feel the same way. I've gotten closer to the Lord. I've had a child. I've had a long-term relationship that, so it brought me closer to the Lord and allowed me to trust in Him more.
All right, for sure. This is a good question right here. What are you currently looking for in a partner?
Yeah. I hate that question.
What do you mean? Like that's like the number one question you should ask.
I know, but I hate it. Okay, that's why I don't like dating. That's why I don't like dating because of that question.
Well, you gonna let me know all about it right now, huh? Okay.
Okay, what I'm looking for. Okay, I'm looking for a man who is God-fearing. Okay. Like really. Like not just says he believes in the Lord, but actually follows the word of God. Okay. I want him to be honest, transparent. That's really what I'm looking for because I feel like a lot of men are, they say what you want to hear. And I want someone who is honest about their situation, honest about what they're looking for and what they, what they're going through at the time. I also want, before it was like you have to be a height, because I'm 5'9". So you have to be tall.
Yeah, let me actually sit up a little bit. You know what I mean?
You have to be tall and attractive. And of course that's a plus, okay. But that's not mandatory. Like now, as I've grown up, I feel like I want you to treat me well. I want you to respect me. I want you to honor the Lord because I feel like when you honor the Lord, you'll respect me and honor me as your wife or your future wife because that's what I'm looking for, a husband. Yeah. What about you? What are you looking for?
Yeah, so this question is deep. To be honest with you, communication, I'm looking for that, someone that can hold a conversation. And I know many people probably right now, like, we talk all the time. Like, nah, like, I'm talking about things of substance, things that matter. I'm not trying to know about the, Real Housewives of Atlanta or what Beyonce and Rihanna is over here doing, Kanye wilding out, you know what I mean? I want to talk about things that, like, what are your goals in the near future? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you say, you're a mother to, to your daughter, right? So what are your intentions for her? Like, what do you want her to grow? Like, what are you teaching her? What are her values? You know what I'm saying? Like, how can we assist on helping each other out with our kids? Stuff like that, The other thing is I definitely want, I want a woman to be respectful. And what do I mean by that? It's not just about some, watch what you say or anything like that. It's more so you always have, the woman should always understand a man's place. And I'm not trying to sound like the old times, but I think that's where many women now, because they're so independent, they think they could talk to men any type of way, but as men, we always demand respect. Like that's our trait, Like I said, like love is a big thing. I'm not saying that we don't want to be loved too, but if you respect us, we're gonna feel loved, like period. So, unfortunately, many women that I have came across, as a recent, they're so independent that they lose sight of that. So I want a woman that can definitely be respectful and remember that, I'm a man, so.
When you say respectful, do you mean as how they talk to you, how Correct. They carry themselves? Like
Correct, like, yeah, like, definitely how they speak to me, you know what I'm saying? Like, we all humans, we gonna make mistakes, but it's like, don't scold me in public, you know what I'm saying? Like, if anything, praise me in public, scold me in private, that type of stuff. And, as far as even when I'm not with you, carry yourself a certain way. Like, don't make it out there, make it seem like, you still out here free and wilding, like, I make my own money, I make my own decision. He don't do, it's just like that type thing. It's just like, remain single. Okay. Just to be blunt, you know what I mean? So, but yeah.
Single.
I had to do it for you. You know what I mean?
Oh.
Nah, but you're not that type of woman. I'm just saying, like, you talking about you God-fearing and you know the Lord, so cool. So I hope you do know it.
You want your woman to be home. You don't want her to go out with her friends, or you want her, when she's out with her friends, you want her to carry herself a certain way. Is that what you're saying?
No, what I'm saying is I always want her to be herself. You feel me? Like I'm not here to change anybody. I want the woman who I'm dating to be herself, but I feel like if she carries herself a certain way, like meaning like the whole city girl image, and you feel like you think you can twerk, like that's not the image that I want. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna ask you to change that. I'm just not the guy for you.
Okay.
Like there's a lot of guys that would appreciate that. You feel me? So I'm just saying, and then like, you know, like I have a son, and then, you know, like for instance, like you have a daughter. So what are we really teaching our kids? Like that even at a certain age, like none of it stops, like we continue wilding out. It's just like clearly we haven't learned our lessons. So, you know.
I agree with that. Like as I listen to the City Girls, I ain't gonna lie, but I'm like I do want my daughter to carry herself a certain way, so I present myself a certain way as well. So I get what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, these two are cute. I think they're really feeling each other. One of the first things women notice when it comes to men is their skin. That's why I'm super excited to have Teach Hanley sponsoring today's video. Teach Hanley makes taking care of your skin uncomplicated. They provide you with all the products you need and nothing you don't. I recommend you start with their Level 1 system, which comes with all the basics: a daily face wash, an exfoliating scrub, an AM moisturizer with SPF 20, and a PM moisturizer. Oh, and to make it super easy, they provide this instruction card in every box that tells you when to use each product, how much to use, and in what order. It definitely comes in clutch. And you don't have to just take my word for it, because they have over 5,000 5-star reviews from customers around the globe. This isn't something you want to put off, because prevention is key. Get ahead of any signs of aging now, and your future self will thank you. In addition to amazing skin, members of Teach Hanley get a ton of benefits, including at least 20% off of retail price, exclusive access to monthly deals, pause or cancel at any time, and free US shipping. And because Teach Hanley is sponsoring today's video, they're offering our viewers a great deal. Just click the first link in the description and you'll get 30% off your first box plus a free gift. Don't miss out. Click that link and get started today. Now let's watch the rest of this date and see if these two hit it off.
What did you like the least about me? Sorry.
Yeah, we being honest. Well, you know what I'm saying? Like it, like I said,
Supposed to say nothing?
Yeah, nah. What, please?
It was all good.
At that moment, you know, like you just wasn't with it.
What you mean I wasn't with it? Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. Okay, the air quotations and all. Okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? What I mean by you wasn't with it is just like just to be straightforward, you know what I'm saying, you wasn't fast. You feel me? But for that same reason though, is like I felt like, you know, you did change perspective on me. You know what I'm saying? I was kind of like, I'm not trying to sound conceited or nothing, but I kind of was getting my ways most of the time, you know? And you kind of like, you know, hit the brakes on me like, wait, what? Like, hold on. I understood that you weren't about that, you know what I'm saying? And I wasn't gonna force you to it. You know, I was just like, all right, cool, bet. You know what I'm saying? So.
You know what you told me before?
Yeah.
You told me, when you were like dumping me pretty much, you told me,
Yikes.
You said I could pursue you and I could tell you what you want to hear.
True.
And I can, by telling you what you want to hear, we can, it can allow you to lose your virginity to me. Yeah. And I'm not gonna do that because I respect you too much.
Yeah.
Like at first I was pissed. And I was like, I felt away. But as you know, growing up, you know, we've always followed each other on social media and things like that. And holidays, I would say, you know, Merry Christmas, Happy Birthday, that kind of thing. But I will always respect you because I felt like that's true. You know, like as a man, you could lie. You can, you know, say what the woman wants to hear, and then they'll give themselves to you, or, you know, do whatever or believe what you say, and then really that's not how you feel, or that's not what you want at the time. So I did respect that.
And it's crazy because I guess I had a little knowledge when I was younger too, because it's true, like women are very deceived by the words of what, you know, a lot of men, you know, say. So,
wait, let me interrupt. It's not just words. Because okay. Like you were, like it wasn't like with us and with a lot of men, it's not just words. Like women are deceived by actions. So it's like you tell me, oh, I don't want a relationship right now, but you're showing me like we're dating, we're hanging out, you're telling me things, or spending time with my family, my child, things like that. Okay. And so now I'm believing not just the words, but what you're showing me. Okay. So a lot of men believe that women are just believing what they hear, and it's more than that. Like, it's your actions that's kind of showing me, like, oh, it's making me call my friends and say, he did this, he did that. What you think? Like, you know, like it takes it a little further.
Okay. I mean, okay, so I can't disagree with that, like, you know what I'm saying? But I think that's the whole purpose of dating. You feel me? I think when you're dating, you shouldn't be so quick to put everything out on the table. Like meeting family members, especially your daughter, just stuff like that. Because, you know, he's still at the point where he's doing whatever he has to do to accomplish his mission, if that's all he wants from you. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, like, I know truth hurts, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, it sucks sometimes, but I mean, that's the truth. You know what I'm saying? Some guys know how to play their part. But if you keep him away from that, his true self is gonna reveal in due time. So he can only try to deceive you with his words. So, but you're right. I mean, if you introduce certain things, like I said, you know, a lot of women do most of the talking than men. And you allowing men to know everything about you, what you like, what you dislike, and he's all he's doing is taking notes.
Wow.
So,
woo!
You know.
So don't tell the man what I want.
Yeah, don't tell him.
Just let him show me. Yeah, that's what you're saying. That's notes. Yeah. I'm taking that. Okay. Noted.
Cool. All right, hold on. So
I think I'm done with my question. Yeah.
Okay, so what are your current thoughts? Oh, this is a good one. So what are your current thoughts on marriage, and when do you want to get married? Jeez, that's deep.
Okay, so I was in a relationship for like 15 years. Oh. I wanted to get married. That was like my main goal, to get married, because I felt like that would solidify everything. Okay. I have a lot of experiences that I can say changed my mind on marriage. I feel like it's important. I feel like it's because I'm a Christian woman, I feel like that's necessary. You know, if I'm in a relationship with you, we're having sex with each other, you know, we're introducing each other to our children and that kind of thing. But I feel like I want you to be ready. As a woman, I want the man to be ready. I don't want you to marry me because I want to get married, you know, and that's what I was doing previously. It was like, I want to be married. Marry me. I want to be married. But if you're not ready for it, I respect that now. Like, I respect that a man is honest. Like, I'm not ready for that. I know what that requires. I know what you expect of me, and I'm not ready for that. So now I respect that more.
Okay, that's what's up.
What about you?
Yeah. Marriage. Woo! All right, here we go. You ready for this? Because this is deep right here, right?
Oh, Lord.
So, what are my current thoughts of marriage? Marriage to me has been very disappointing. You know, like, statistically shows that 51% of the, you know, marriages end in divorce, right? So like I said, so I've actually taken the opportunity to learn a lot about when it comes to relationships, right? So one of the biggest things that I've learned is when you get married, you receive something, and that's called a marriage license, you know? So I say that because you be like, well, what does that have to do with your thoughts on marriage? Because everything else that you deal with as far as when it comes to a license, whether it be your driver's license, whether it be your like beautician, your like esthetician, barber, you know, passing the bar for a lawyer to get his, you know, law degree, his license to, you know, to practice law. They had to do studying, they had to take tests, they had to sacrifice. But if I told you right now, like, you let Jazz, like, let's go to the courthouse, you know what I'm saying, let's get married. What sacrifice did you do? What studying did you do? So I feel like everybody has their idealistic of what their relationship should look like. But again, it may not be the same as mine. So even though we understand each other, we're speaking foreign language. Why? Because our culture is different, my upbringing, experiences that we felt like you say you was in a relationship for 15 years. I don't know what 15 years look like. So even with that, so it's just like you already in your head got it like, yeah, I'm not gonna do another 15. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm not doing another
so
15.
so my biggest thing on like my thought on marriage is I believe in them. Like I want to. You know what I'm saying? Like I to be honest with you, I love everything about love, but I'm not going to sacrifice or settle just for the sake of it, because I feel like many of us have done that. So that's where I'm at with marriage. You know what I'm saying? Like, can I see myself getting married? Absolutely. Do I see myself getting married in this society? Probably not.
You gotta explain that.
I don't, because so many people, they post Jay-Z and Beyonce relationship goals. You know what I'm saying? Once upon a time, it was Kanye and Kim. Where they at with it? No, keep that same energy, right? Like, wasn't these your relationship goals? Jada and Will, ain't these your relationship goals? So that's what I'm saying. Like, everybody wants to portray to be something. It's just like, but why not make your own story?
But I got a question. As a God-fearing man, like you mentioned,
Okay.
What do you believe marriage is? Like your core values. Like marriage is what to you?
To me, what marriage is actually, it's like an overflowing cup. It's just our love is gonna be overflowing to where we're gonna be able to bless so many others. Like, cause I feel like I'm already a blessing to so many, and you may be a blessing to so many. So it's no reason why when we come together, our cup is half full. Our cup should be overflowing with that. So I don't want my marriage to be just about us. It's what can we do for others? Because if we love one another, like, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna ride that out. You know what I'm saying? But what can we do for everybody else? And I think, to me, that's what marriage is all about. It's not so much thinking about the house, the dog, and the white picket fence. It's, no, let's do an empire. Like, let's rebuild Rome, Like, let's really help everybody out type stuff. Like, that's where I'm at with it. So that's why now my purpose has to align with whoever I'm decide to be with.
And your purpose is to help others.
Very much so.
I like that.
Very much so, yes.
And do you have I'm just gonna ask you my own question. Do you have like a marriage that you're looking up to, or that you like want to model behind?
There is no marriage that, unfortunately, that I've experienced for myself that I was able to see. I mean, unless you want to talk about movie, like the closest thing was, Noah and Allie on The Notebook. But that's, you know what I'm saying? But like, we live in the real life. This ain't a movie. This ain't a fairy tale. But what I've learned, and like I said, like I've studied relationships, and what I have learned, so I do know what my marriage should look like. And that's what I said. Like, it's not just about us. It has to be deeper than us, because a marriage is no purpose if we can't serve everybody else.
I respect that a lot. Well, okay, I like that.
I told you I'd grown a little bit.
You grew up.
Let me go ahead. I'm drinking champagne now.
What's something that would make you hesitate about us dating again?
To be honest with you, I would just pay closer attention to your habits. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like if I see certain things that I'm not okay with, I'm no longer putting that to the side because you have a pretty face. You have, thick thighs that save lives. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Let them know it.
Please believe me. Nah. But, that's something that I did in the past because of it. You know what I'm saying? So I would just pay attention. I would pay attention to everything now. Like, because I feel like, we're at an age of our life that, like, we're racing against time. You know what I'm saying? Like, we on borrowed time. So, and I feel like my time is too valuable to be wasting on just anybody just because. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
I kind of agree. I agree because of the time I spent, I feel the same way. Like, it's more than the physical. It's like how you treat me, how you are as a human, like what you want for yourself and what you're willing to give, as a person. So I agree with that.
What's something that made you think of me?
Okay. My daughter was watching Netflix and the movie Love and Basketball came on, and it reminded me of you and that's our movie. Remember?
You right. Okay.
Yeah. That made me think about you. What makes you think about me?
You know, the funny thing is, I'm big on music, so I love everything about music. And I think one artist, when she come on,
I know already.
it ain't the Beyonce, it ain't the Rihanna, it's Ashanti. Man, Ashanti on real life. Like, that album that she put out, I think, what was it, like, when we was in high school, like 2000, 2001, any of those songs, play, I'll be like, damn, I remember exactly where I was at during that time. So that's definitely what made me.
Where was you at during that time?
You know what I'm saying? In high school, you know what I mean? Like, probably not in class, over here, you know what I'm saying? Big chillin', trying to convince you, you know what I'm saying, to give me an opportunity, but you know what I'm saying, that type. But that's where I was at.
So the next question, how am I different from your other exes?
How you different from my other exes? Unless you was better than them at it, you know what I'm saying, all my exes cheated on me. You feel me? And I know they probably seen it and be like, I don't know. Like, we ain't gotta lie. The second thing is, like I said, you never portrayed to be something that you wasn't, Even if I was the guy that you wanted to deal with, even if I was the guy that you was just like, damn, I really like Chris, X, Y, Z. They, on the other hand, I think it was just a facade for them. It was just on some, like, we look good together. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is the type of dude that I need to be with, So unfortunately, like I said, like, you always had your Morris compass on the right path. You know what I'm saying? Big ups to, your family,
My mama.
So, and then with them, it was just different. It was just like I said, they told me the right things, but unfortunately, they showed me different. So,
Wow.
So that's what makes you different from them.
What I think makes you different is the honesty. Like, even though I felt like it was hurtful, it was real. Like, and I respect that. Like, so that's why I was able to keep a friend, even though we weren't close friends, or anything, I was able to still have a respect for you because of the honesty. Even though at the time I was upset, overall it was respect there because of the honesty. So I think that's important in everything. Like, honestly, like friendships, relationships, being who you are and being transparent is what you're looking for, what you want with me.
Yeah. When
you're honest, I respect that.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Would you ever want to give us another try?
After talking to you, yeah. It seems like you've grown, you've matured. From social media, because I don't talk to you much. I see that you're a great father to your son.
Appreciate it.
I respect that. And like I mentioned before, I respect your honesty. So I would be open to that. Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's
what about you?
To be honest with you, I think I would, for a couple of reasons. Like I said, I think when we first talked, we was young. You know what I'm saying? Well, I definitely wasn't mature at that time. Like, I was just, like on some Kanye, living my best life type. You know what I'm saying? Living a good life. So I wasn't really taking too much things, like, seriously. So I think now I'm in a better space to be open to and willing to, you know what I'm saying, date, and it seems like, like from listening to you throughout this date, it seems like you got your head on even better than you did before. And I can respect that. I can appreciate that actually from a woman. When I've been speaking, you haven't been cutting me off. So I'm telling you, that's a big plus. Like, you understand how many women do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so, like I said, a respect factor is always key. And I probably said a few things that probably rubbed you the wrong way today. But again, like, you kept your composure, you let me finish my thought out, and then probably answer the question that you was already gonna rebuttal with. So those type of things I can appreciate it, and so I can't see why I wouldn't give this another, you know what I'm saying, just a try. And then, because at the end of the day, I still think, regardless of where we end up at, we will always be friends. So I'm good with that.
Okay.
So, to second opportunities, new beginnings.
New beginning.
Hey.